and to give us his take, not only on this disturbing incident involving ISIS and that American journalist, but to talk about what is going on in his home state of Texas, a man with whom I was honored to serve in the United States Congress, Representative Ted Poe. He is a Republican from the Lone Star State, also former chief felony prosecutor and a one-time judge in Harris County, Texas, so he brings a resume especially suited to this morning's gathering. Ted Poe, we welcome you back to America's Forum.
Thank you, J.D. It's good to talk to y'all.
Ted, by now you have probably seen that video. We are not showing it in its entirety due to its gruesome nature. Your reaction to ISIS beheading that American journalist?
Of course, it's evil personified. That is exactly what has occurred. ISIS operates as a terrorist organization. It's a group that cannot be negotiated with. We should negotiate with them. They have to be defeated. They want to kill anybody that disagrees with them on politics and religion, whether it's Jews or Christians or even Muslims. So we have to know who we're dealing with. They are arrogant in their unlawful acts, in their murder, because I think they believe they cannot be stopped, or they won't be stopped by the West. And our response should continue to be defeat ISIS, help the Kurds defeat ISIS, and eliminate this terrorist organization, because they are not going away, J.D.
And Ted Poe, as well versed as you are in the law, including international law and our own Constitution, should there be congressional authorization to deal more substantially with ISIS? Will this video, from which we've shown some still shots, could that prove to be a game changer in terms of the way we deal with ISIS?
It could be. Congress may be more proactive in its authority in foreign affairs and encouraging the president to specifically go after this terrorist organization called ISIS. The war on terror is not over. It has just changed to a different group. They are so radical that Al-Qaeda doesn't even want to have anything to do with it. They are a threat to the world. So we have an option: do nothing or eliminate them. And I think that we and the rest of the normal folks in the Middle East want to eliminate them. The United States should be very proactive about helping the Kurds. As I said, airstrikes are working, and people are dying because of this group. It's not just journalists, which is awful. Christians are fleeing their homes because this group has said, we're going to kill you if you don't agree with us.
Now, let's bring it back home here, Ted. The president is expected to speak today. What would you like to hear from President Obama?
I would like the president to be very strong and be the world leader that the president of the United States is supposed to be, and come out very strong that the United States has a resolve that we are going to go after these people and hold them accountable, not just for killing the Germans, but for killing other people. It's a war. They have committed a war crime against humanity or the world. They have to be held accountable. There has to be consequences for their reckless murder of other people. Be proactive, Mr. President. Be very strong. Let them know that the Americans are coming, not boots on the ground, but by supporting the Kurds, airstrikes, and helping to arm those folks that are fighting ISIS.
Representative Poe, the New York Times had an article talking about the lack of appetite for war. As we heard yesterday, ISIS put out a message recruiting, quote, lone wolves for attacks inside the U.S. Again, is this a game changer?
I think it is. I do believe Americans are war-weary after the long war in Iraq and Afghanistan. But this specific crimes that they are committing, without using a lot of military personnel, I think that the United States can do a great deal to eliminate this threat. We have to let these people know there are consequences for their conduct. Leadership, world leadership by the United States is hard, but it does require leadership. And we can't just sit by and do nothing, as I think ISIS suspects that we will.
Do you think that we'll see more involvement from NATO?
I can't say about NATO. NATO seems to me sometimes takes too long to make a decision. United States is the primary partner in NATO. I would hope NATO would join this endeavor to eliminate a terrorist group. They're a terrorist group. They're at war with the world.
Ted, Miranda just mentioned those lone wolf attacks being encouraged domestically in the United States, ISIS reaching out to Americans. We look at our southern border. For a long time, you and I have been talking about border security being national security, and yet we look to Mexico and the drug cartels beheading their opponents. Is there synergy? Is there interaction? Is there a connection between the Mexican cartels and groups like ISIS?
My opinion is, yes, there seems to be at least talking to each other. How much, I don't know. But drug cartels use the same operational plan as terrorist groups do. They kill their opponents, they behead their opponents, they brag about it, and they have operational control of many portions of the southern border of the United States. Mexico doesn't, the United States doesn't. Otherwise, they wouldn't be crossing daily with their drugs. But they're as vicious as some of these other terrorist organizations. We need to recognize them, that this is an organized international crime group, and we have to deal with them as such.
Ted, there's not been a lot of talk recently, nor a lot of coverage about the influx of the Central American juveniles, those illegals coming across the border. Has that slowed in any way, or does that continue apace?
I was down on the border a couple of weeks ago. It has slowed to some extent, but the influx of people coming into the United States has increased. That's why Governor Perry has called out the Texas National Guard to secure the national border between the United States and Mexico, because the federal government has not been able to do it. The people coming over are everybody. It's not just, as the state media talks about, some kids looking for an asylum. True, you have some of those, but it's everybody. It's the good and the bad and the ugly, including gang members, including people that have come in the United States and been deported numerous times. Everybody's coming across. And JD, the reason is people in other countries believe that if they can get to America, that they will be able to stay, and some of them believe that Americans will take care of them. That's the word. That's why there are so many people coming, because they got that impression from the White House.
Finally, Representative Poe, let's talk about Rick Perry. The Texas governor, as you know, was booked yesterday on 2 felony charges for abuse of power. He turned himself in. The charges carry a maximum sentence of 100 years in prison. Here's what Governor Perry had to say yesterday when he turned himself in.
And I'm here today because I did the right thing. I'm going to enter this courthouse with my head held high, knowing the actions that I took were not only lawful and legal, but right.
Real quickly, Representative Poe, what was your reaction to Governor Perry's indictment?
It's old-fashioned banana republic politics. This leftist group that influenced the district attorney's office in Travis County to go after Governor Perry finally did so, indicted him, and they indict him for a crime that does not exist because Governor Perry followed the Texas Constitution. He used his veto power as he's given the ability to do under the Constitution. The leftist group did not like it. The DA didn't like it. Public Integrity Unit drunk didn't like it, and so they indicted him. It's politics. It's what happens in banana republics. Put opponents in jail for opposing your political beliefs. And I think Governor Perry is going to prevail at the end of the day.
Congressman Ted Poe, we appreciate your thoughts on so many troubling subjects this morning. We look forward to speaking with you again real soon.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Take care, Ted. Now, coming up, should Israel still consider the American nation a close friend under the Obama administration? One former presidential candidate says no. We will go in depth as America's Forum continues on this Wednesday morning here on Newsmax TV.